Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome to another tutorial on Adobe Premiere Pro CC. This is the fourth tutorial in editing and mixing audio series. In this tutorial we're going to focus on mixing audio basically using the Submix. So what basically the Submix? We learned before at the beginning with the basics that we have audio tracks and the master track. So the master track is going to be the container for all audio tracks that you have in a sequence. So now what's the Submix? The Submix is you can consider it like an audio channel that can accommodate or hold other audio before it goes to the master track. So for example, you want to send audio 1 and audio 2 to the Submix, do something with the audio, apply effects, do anything, edit it, and then send it to the master track. Like if you have like 3 channels, as an example, 3 audio clips with a volume and you need to add echo, so better than adding echo to each one of them, you can send all of them to the Submix, apply the effect only once, and then send it to the master track. Okay, so basically how to add an audio track mix. So we are gonna right click any track here, and this is where we are going to add audio Submix track, or you can add tracks and you go here and select which one you want to add. This is the audio mixes, and you select the type of the audio mix. So you're gonna stick to stereo, and you want to add two audio mixes, for example here. Okay, so now I will have one audio here and another audio here and another one here, 3 different lengths, so I'm gonna just make them all the same length. Okay, now here from the audio track mix, let's increase it a little bit. You see we have audio 1, audio 2, audio 3, audio 4, and then Submix 1 and Submix 2. Of course you can rename it as you want, but now instead of this audio tracks going to the master, I can say I want audio 1 to go to Submix 1, audio 2 to go to Submix 1, audio 3 go to Submix 2, and as you can see here, Submix 1 and Submix 2, they are going to go to master track as well. As we will learn in the next tutorial, you can apply effects to these audio tracks. From here you can extend this and you can apply effects whether to your audio tracks or to submixes, or of course if you want you can add to the master track itself. Okay, so this is basically how to add Submix and send audio to Submixes. Now let's talk about something related to the tracks also, which is the automation modes. So how can you change the audio volume automatically using these audio mixing banners? Okay, so I'm gonna keep only one track here. Okay, I'm gonna increase it. I'm gonna do this, and let us play and see this banner how it's gonna change. So as you can see, this changes with how your audio volume changes. So all this volume control changes based on the type or the mode of the automation you are selecting from here. This is because if it's read, if it's off, you see it's not going to change. Okay, so I'm going to do one thing. I will just right click and normalize it. I just make it a little bit low, so when I speak it's not going to compete with my voice. You still can see the volume changes. So now it's off, it doesn't change. With read you need to stop it and play, it is going to change. Just let's go back here, you see. Now if I put a keyframe, okay, this will change, but you need to stop and play it again. Okay, so now let's discuss each one of them individually. So let's start with the off. As we said, in the off mode, the fader, the volume control is going to ignore any keyframes available here, and it's not going to follow it. So I will start by adding several keyframes, as you can see here, and I'm going to increase this. This is decreased, this is also increased, and I'm going to go back to this again, and so on. Okay, let me go to the audio track mixer again. We are talking about audio track 1. Okay, so now when we go here and we make it off, it's going to ignore. Okay, now if we make it read, it is what's gonna happen with the read in this mode, the fader will follow the existing keyframes. When you change the playback volume for the track, you cannot add keyframes using this fader. What do I mean by this is this. Play. See, it goes high. It's gonna follow the keyframes. But what if I do this and do this and do this and this and then stop? You see, no keyframes are created because it's just read. Okay, if you want a keyframes to be created, then you have to use one of the 3 modes available here: the latch and the touch and the write. Okay, we're going to start with the latch. And this mode, basically, the fader will follow existing keyframes. But if you grab the fader and make adjustment, new keyframes will be applied to the track. The question here, if you release the fader, what will happen? It will stay where you put it. It will not go back and read the existing keyframes. Okay, so again, I will undo. I will not do these modifications. Okay, let me just put one here, one here. I'm gonna do a fade in. Okay, and one here only. Now, as I said, it's gonna follow the existing keyframes. You see? Now, what I will do, what if it's not going to go below 0? Okay, let me show you what do I mean. If it's very high like this, and let's just make it not. Okay, let's try. I want it to be not. 0 is the highest. It's not going to be above 0, not below 0. It's not reflecting, but now let me change and show you what do I mean by latch. So now if I change the fader, let me do crazy changes like this. Okay, this is gonna create a keyframe. But now what if I did this? I leave it like that and release. It's gonna remain in its position. Okay, you're not seeing the effect until I pause it. When I pause, you see why you are seeing nothing. Basically, now I notice that the issue here, why you are seeing nothing. Basically, this is the audio track mixer, and I am seeing the keyframes, the clip keyframes. I need to go to the track volume, and now you see what I did. And when I left it at minimum here, it will remain at the minimum, and then when you stop, it goes back to normal. Okay, so basically why it was not reflecting the changes, because I was changing the clip keyframe, and I'm so sorry for this. So now we have to change the clip keyframe. We're gonna do it again, and you're gonna see it. You see now it reflects. Let's go back. It reflects the changes. These are the crazy changes. Also with the read, it's gonna reflect. Okay, now this is the latch. What about the touch? The touch, similar to the latch, with one difference. In this mode also, the fader will follow the existing keyframes. If you change the fader, you will create a keyframe, but if you release the fader, it will not remain as in its position. It will return to follow the existing keyframes. Okay, so here you see when you let it go, it remains where you left it until you stop the playback. But in the touch, this is not going to be the case. Let me do the touch and demonstrate. Play. I'm going to do the changes in this area here. Go down. It's going to be a little bit more settled. Down. Down. Now I will go here and leave it. You see, it's gonna follow. It's not gonna remain, even though you didn't pause. I will stop. You see now the changes that I made, but when I left it, it will not remain at this area. It will return to read existing keyframes. So this is the difference between touch and latch. So the last one is the write mode. With this write mode, the fader does not follow any existing keyframes. As you play the sequence, new keyframes will be created automatically based on your fader position. Okay? And it's going to replace all the existing keyframes. When you release the fader as a latch, it will remain. It will stay where you left it. It's not going to remember any existing keyframes. So write, it's going to destroy everything you did before. So you see, if I am here and I play, nothing is going to follow. It's going to remain no sound. And then I'm going to increase the sound. Can make it, increase it more, and then decrease it, and then keep it like this and release. I'm going to wait for a few more seconds, then I will stop. You see what happened? It didn't remember any keyframe. It directly created a keyframe, a new keyframes, did the modification, and when you leave it, you see, until you stop, then when you stop, it of course remembers the existing keyframes. So this is how you work the audio track mixer. Remember, audio track mixer to do track keyframes or automated animation with your audio. Always remember, even me, I forget this. Don't select this when you work with the audio track. You should be on the track keyframes. Otherwise, you're going to have issues and you are going to change something that's not going to be reflected here. Okay? I hope this was obvious. Thank you very much for listening and watching. See you in next tutorials. Have a nice day.